today we are celebrating as MSMEs, and part of celebrating MSMEs is hearing our stories to understand what is working, to encourage and inspire us that we are doing a great job and it can only get better.
I am all about regulation. I'm all about compliance. But the frustrating thing about manufacturing in Kenya, or actually doing business here, I'm a manufacturer, so I can speak about it from that perspective, is the moving goalposts. I'm sure I'm not the only one. You feel like every time you go ask what's the regulation, or you renew a license, and then the next time you're renewing it, somehow the goalposts moved. It's not the same, and it's frustrating because it feels like you're always fighting, like you always wake up every day and are fighting with someone about something. There's no this regulation says that, this is it. It almost feels, and actually not feels, it looks like it's depending on who you meet that day, it changes and the expectations change. You go in with paperwork, you do one thing, and then the next time you go, and sometimes it can be a month later, the rules have changed. And that's frustrating for business because now I have to stop growing and strategizing my business and fight this battle because sometimes my people or my employees may not even be able to go fight it. So that has been one of the biggest ones. Also, the regulatory and the finance bill changing every year makes it difficult to actually plan. The lessons that I learned in this is agility. You have to be agile. I say in business, no matter how much you prepare, no matter how good you are, no matter how everything and planning, something will go wrong. So be ready to be agile, to change, to move, and just keep checking back at, is this business working? Because I feel like sometimes we get tied up in a cycle and think, okay, this is a business, this is a plan, we are moving this way. If things change, you have to be able to move with them, check your why, check whether it still makes a business so you don't end up in a very expensive hobby, and keep it moving. Those are some of the lessons I can say with changing regulation that we have. Yes.
Many times we have been conditioned, go to school, work hard, get a job, and the jobs are shrinking. So what I've realized is that jobs are not only shrinking, jobs are evolving, and we also need to evolve. And entrepreneurship is a great way to evolve from self-employment to from employment to self-employment. And the beautiful thing is that it neither is less than the other. All of them start with E, all right? And all of them are about earning. So whether you are self-employed or employed, it doesn't really matter. The key thing is that you are an honorable human being earning revenue to take care of your needs, to help other livelihoods, and most importantly, to grow our economy through your revenue. So thank you very much, everyone. And please remember, we are celebrating you today. And no matter your estate, large or small, all of us are growing. I often say when small and medium enterprises introduce themselves at networking events, they have a tendency of saying, I have a small business. And all things start small before they grow. So don't be discouraged by your size today. Do not try to compare yourself with others. Celebrate how far you have come. Anne has told us that we focus on our why. Never lose why you started, because that is the passion that will keep you persistent and resilient all the time. Because there will be setbacks. That is just part of life. Just like when you're growing up, sometimes you're walking, you fall down, you don't stay down, you get up because you're supposed to walk, all right? And you also encourage that child who's falling down to get up. So as a small and growing business owner, you do need to have a support system for the time that you're going to fall. If you have not fallen, yay. But the fall is going to come, and when it does come, you need to have a support system around you. KCB Biashara Club is a great support system for capital, but you can also network in your WhatsApp groups. I'm a KCB client. I'm in a WhatsApp group for Hurlingham. If you're on this call and you're a KCB client, I know that you're in a group, so you need to engage with the people in your group. They can become your support system, not just for referrals, but also for access to information. so that you do work together.
Both my sister and I have got MBAs. So we MBAs and consulting, we should have aced these. But there's certain realities that they don't teach in business schools. So like, for instance, how do you deal with the local authorities in Meru when you want to set up a collection center and you have to involve the chief, and the chief would rather talk to your brother or your father? They did not teach you that. And you find that you're not going to change people overnight. If you're in a very patriarchal society, as some of those people that farm in Maasai land know, you have, unfortunately, you cannot change something from without. You have to change from within. So initially we went with our dad to talk to the chiefs, and once we got in, then we could talk to them directly. Once they saw what we were bringing to the table, we could change their minds from within. That's something they did not teach us at business school.
Thank you so much, Anne. And we are getting ready. We are closing down this section, and then I'm going to invite Michael, and we close for the day. Anne-Marie, thank you so much. Anne says that and these lessons can help any small and growing business owner. The support from people that believed in them. There are always people who don't believe in you, and those that believe in you, focus on the ones that believe in you. And these are the ones, let them carry on with their life. And I like the customer and supplier loyalty, because that is the supplier loyalty, especially because that is the product that you're going to sell. That is part of your team. So your team plus the people that are supplying the products should be your on your A team, your A support team. So you take care of them. And then getting and keeping good employees. You see, she has 300 employees, but she said it wasn't a walk in the park. Have a way of recruiting people, but also a way of replacing. Replacing does not always mean getting rid of them. Replacing might be moving them from one role and responsibility to another one, which they fit in better. I find that as small and growing business owners, we tend to get attached to employees. We started with them. Even if you started with them, your business is evolving, the person is evolving. Pay attention to where else can they serve most appropriately. And if worse gets to worse, they may need to be displaced. So don't get too emotional and connected to your employees. Have a good relationship so that even when time for replacement comes, they understand it's from a good place, it's for their growth and for the organization's growth, and everybody is happy. And
when it comes to employee
balance,
Okay, sorry. When it comes to employees,
let's have that as your parting shot. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Employees, relatives. We'll talk about that later. You have to treat your relatives just like any other employee. Otherwise, they will bring you down so fast. Well, I'll tell you one of the things that I really enjoy about being an entrepreneur. It's my work-life balance. I'm able to, like you see, like for instance, I'm able to come in this meeting, go do something else. I can organize my personal life and my work life such that I don't miss key events. I am there for my family, and then work does not feel as bad as opposed to where you're an employee. You have to go ask for permission. My grandmother has died. This has happened, and you're asking for permission. There's nothing like the work-life balance when you're an entrepreneur. Chances are you're working harder than when you were employed, but you're balancing your life better.
Michael is from Nexus, and Nexus is a company that started they started by printing labels, and from printing labels, they started printing products because they realized that the people they were printing labels for also needed the containers to put in their products. So they moved from printing labels to printing products, plastic containers that people can use for putting different things, whether it is paint, lotion, whatever the labels they were printing for. So they They created a new line of products. Then after that, they started supporting small manufacturers because they realized that manufacturing creates more jobs and manufacturing has more value for more people. So they started helping small manufacturers, the people who are coming to print the labels, then they were now buying products. But these people sometimes had problems with getting compliant so that they can get into the market, or they had problems, connecting into bigger value chains. So they started providing capacity building for these organizations. And as they provided capacity building for these organizations, you have heard from the previous speakers how compliance can be a headache. And compliance is just a headache because it is not something that is easy or we are familiar with, but it is doable. And the reason that it is doable, the organizations exist that can help you. And it is important because when you are compliant, you can access more capital. Even when you go to the bank, there's a level of KYC, know your customer, that they do. And in that know your customer is for compliance, to understand how long has your business been here? What is the business that you're generating? Are you credit worthy? Will you be able to repay? So also, if you're getting into manufacturing, the people that are going to be buying your products are going to look at the standards that are required. Now, MNEX has realized that the people they were printing labels for and printing the products for didn't always have the capacity to go to the next level of standardization. So they created a department where they support with the standardization and also linking to market, so that it's from not just from farm to fork, but whatever it is that you're creating, whether it is juices, whether it is sauces, or whatever product you're creating that needs to get into retail, they can help you with that manufacturing process. Some emerging trends are digital transformation. Embracing digital technology is going to be crucial for anyone who wants to be here beyond 2030. We already saw that we are losing jobs. We are losing jobs because business is evolving. We are losing jobs because the way of work is evolving and AI is coming into the space. So digital transformation to help you reach new markets, to help you stream operations so that you're not doing repetitive tasks over and over. We have platforms like Glovo, we have platforms like Jumia, where you can sell other products. So just to let you know that we are moving away from doing things individually to using shared resources, so that as you are creating your business, as you are growing, the part of standardization is critical. How can you have standardization so that you can scale? Because without standardization, you cannot scale. And scale is simply producing more volume and reaching a wider market. To be able to reach a wider market, digitalizing your company could help you. Accessing e-commerce and marketplaces so that you can reach people that you would not ordinarily reach by yourself. And of course, remote work and freelancing. Today, you've heard she says that Anne-Marie is employing 300 people. These 300 people are not in an office. These 300 people are across Nairobi to Embu, Nairobi to Meru. So we have to start thinking, how are we going to work beyond the regular structural building of this address that I have? We may work here, but what are the processes that we have to manufacture products and services that can be on shared platforms and reach a wider audience? Because a wider audience means a bigger market. A bigger market means more money in your pocket. But for that to happen, you need to be standardized. So that some shifts that are happening for people, those are trends, but these are people. As business owners, we have been in a place where we want to own 100%. And I often ask business owners, do you want to own 100% of your small shop or your growing shop, or do you want to own 20% of Carrefour? And normally they say 20% of Carrefour, or maybe you are Carrefour. So where else do you want to be beyond Nairobi? Which counties can you get into? But the key thing is we are moving from my team makes me successful to I am here to make the team successful, because success of the team is success of multiple livelihoods. We are not rewarded for achieving business goals today. We are being rewarded for DEI, being able to have diversity, equity, and inclusion in our organization.